teaching for women. So do you know that Yeshua, which is the Son's name, it's not Jesus, but it's Yeshua, for he came in his Father's name, refreshed the Holy Covenant at Horeb, what was prophesied that he would do in Deuteronomy 18, verse 15 through 19, that Yeshua told us to go look and see in John chapter 5. Search the scriptures, for in them you'll find your salvation, was what was written of him. You don't believe him. He knows you don't have the love of God in you. 1 John chapter 5, for this is the love of God, to keep his commandments. I came in my Father's name, but you receive me not. But there's going to be one that comes in his own name that you're going to receive, Jesus, who's turned the grace of God into lasciviousness, Jude chapter 1, verse 4, who's elevated himself to be the Most High that you worship, with your Tammuz cross hanging around your neck and between your breasts, Hosea 2:2, plead with your mother to remove the adulteries between your breasts, the image made onto the beast in Revelations 13 that had horns, that the false Messiah who casted down fire did bitty wonders, convinced him to make an image onto the beast that had wounded by the sword and did live. This is the image of the false Messiah, Jesus, that the world has accepted. The one that came in his own name, that teaches you idolatry, to do the sin unto death in 1 John chapter 5, end of chapter, where you cut a tree out from the forest, you bring it in your house, nail it down so it doesn't topple over, and deck it with silver and gold. Jeremiah 10, the sin that got the northern kingdom divorced and scattered to the four corners of the world. The sin unto death, worshiping with your hands, not in spirit and in truth. Yeshua warns you, don't accept the one that comes in his own name. There's going to be many messiahs that come after him, proclaiming to be him. They're going to say, go look in the desert, and he's not going to be there. For he was the life-giving water, and prophesied in Deuteronomy 18 that he says, if you don't believe what Moses wrote of me in Deuteronomy 18, you're not going to believe what I tell you. He was prophesied to refresh the covenants at Horeb, the life-giving water, Exodus 17, Deuteronomy 4 through 6. The 10 Commandments Jehovah spoke to them with his voice under the cloud, out of the midst of the fire. They only heard a voice, they did not see a similitude. Deuteronomy chapter 5, he made a covenant with them at Horeb, only with them, not with their fathers before them. He lists the 10 Commandments, verse 22, and he added no more. Not to be confused with the sacrificial law that was added because after Horeb, at Mount Sinai, they transgressed with the golden calf. The sacrificial law Moses wrote in a book as a witness against them until the seed should come, which the promise was made. Deuteronomy 31, Galatians 3:19. Yeshua said, it is finished, bowing his head, giving up the ghost, finishing sacrificial law, but confirming with the covenants that he was prophesied to refresh with many for 1 week before he ceased sacrifice. Daniel chapter 9. The second commandment, do not have any graven images of anything in the heavens, the earth, or the sea, and do not bow down to them. You go to a church building with a cross on it. Every single church building has the image made onto the beast. Where you raise your hands up, you worship in that building. You're wearing one around your neck and between your breasts. Isaiah 44. The workman that stretches out his ruler, marks it with a line, makes an image of a man according to a beauty of a man. Deuteronomy chapter 12, don't ask how they worship their gods so you can worship their gods. The Tammuz cross. And Ezekiel 8, the abominations they placed in the house, weeping for Tammuz, the sun god. For Constantine was pagan. When he converted, he made the image unto the beast. He put the Messiah on the Tammuz cross, put a sundial behind his head because he worshipped the sun god. He incorporated the sin unto death. Jeremiah 10, Jeremiah 4, 744, Easter and Christmas into the church, mixing the profane with the holy. You cannot drink from the cups of devils and the cups of Jehovah. Jeremiah 10, don't learn the ways of the heathen. Malachi 3, Jehovah does not change. He's a jealous God. I'm pleading with you to remove the adulteries from between your breasts and come out of her, my people. Revelations 18, the whore and her many harlots, the Roman Catholic Church and all the denominations, the 46,000 different denominations that stem off of her. Lutheran, Christian, Baptist, non-denominational. Psalms 115 and 135, they have eyes, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. They have legs, but they walk not. And whoever trusts in them become like them. Blind, deaf, and not walking in the ways of the Lord. So you cannot hear or see, and faith comes by hearing. Do you have ears to hear? Yeshua, Luke 11, casted out demons with the finger of God. If I come casting out demons with the finger of God, you know the kingdom has come upon you. He did not cast out demons with Beelzebub. What did the finger of God do? It wrote the 10 Commandments on 2 tables of stone that were placed inside the Ark of the Covenant under the mercy seat. Jehovah's mercy. Deuteronomy chapter 4:30, Deuteronomy chapter 5, 10. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 9 and 10, having mercy on thousands of them who love him and keep his commandments. Yeshua's 2 commandments, to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, quoting Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5 through 25. To love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, is to keep the 10 commandments in your heart, teach them to your children, and it will be your righteousness to keep all those commandments which he has commanded. Listening to a spirit of grace, Titus 2, that teaches you to deny sin and lust so you can keep those commandments, live righteously. For it is the grace of God is conviction, divine influence upon your heart, G5485. Not lasciviousness, unmerited favor. To love your neighbor as thyself, Leviticus chapter 19, 15 through 18. To do righteous judgment, judged by his first and great commandments, the 10 commandments, Jehovah's righteousness. Don't stand next to your neighbor's blood and be respecters of persons, but rebuke your neighbor so they don't suffer sin upon them. Love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. James chapter 2, verse 8. The royal law. Fulfill the royal law, you do well, according to Scripture. 2 John chapter 1, woman,